So Paul, there's a lot coming up for you.
Yeah.
Like this has been an amazing year with Malden overcoming addiction. And so tell me about the sort of the backstory, what led up to this point. So you celebrated your 1-year anniversary.
We just celebrated our 1-year anniversary August 20th last Saturday. So we had an event in the park. But what led up to it, a year ago, I heard of something online about Malden. People were getting together to want to take a look at the opioid crisis here in the city of Malden, and I just went. I went to one of the meetings, and one meeting became two, and it didn't have much direction where it was going, but folks were showing up because everybody has a vested interest, because we all know somebody. We're all pretty much affected by what's going on out there with the disease. And so I kind of stepped up, Sam, if you would, and the person that was sort of facilitating it stepped down.
Right.
And it wasn't going anywhere, so I sort of stepped in and took it from there, and that was a year ago, and it's, we're really pushing forward.
So that you had Malden Overcomes Day.
We did.
And so tell me about that. That was just a celebration of the program and or the group and the community?
That was a celebration of the community. We were 1 year ago. We came in a year ago, and the community has accepted us wholeheartedly, and they have backed us as far as the mayor, the police. Everybody has been on board and supported us, so we felt it was very important that we gave back. So we called it Just Because we love our city. We chose a park in the city. We got bouncy houses. We got, there was a splash pad there. We got a water slide. We DJ'd it. There was a face painter. There was henna, and everybody in the city came out and just had a good old time, good old fashioned fun. That's all this was about. It was just about having fun.
All right, so let's check out the Malden Overcomes Day. Welcome back to What's New Malden. That was a great clip, Paul.
That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun.
So the hashtag was Together We Make a Difference?
Yeah, that's one of the hashtags that we use on our Facebook page all the time, because I feel that we can and we will, as a community, pull together and make a difference. It just takes more than just one person. It's not about one, it's about the community just pulling together.
Well, as someone, I'm also a part of the recovery community, and something that's really important for me coming in was to know that it wasn't a death sentence, and the fact that everyone's having fun. When you get sober, your life changes in a very positive way. If you work the program, and so like, what are your perceptions in regards to people after they become sober, and what's next for them?
Well, I can only give you my perception because I went through it. So it's hard to speak for other people, but I will be the first one to tell you that recovery rocks. You can have a lot of fun. It's a blessing. It's very hard, and it's not easy to maintain it. It's easy to get to it, but to stay in it, you have to be constantly on guard, constant vigilance. But it is a really good time. It can be done, and for everyone that's trying, it is really worth it. And please keep going.
And so from my perspective, you're not alone. So if you're looking to get sober, or if you are currently sober, it is one day at a time, and you have people like Paul Hammersley, like myself, who are also sober. We're here to help you. And so when we are going forward, we have to think about that. That's getting colder.
Yes.
And I'm talking to a gentleman who is working with a mobile outreach group, and they actually go out and work with the homeless communities in Malden and Everett and other communities in the area. So it's fantastic that that community is being looked after.
It is, and it's equally amazing that that there are people who feel this calling to do this type of work. So many of us get kind of caught up in our own lives, and there are these wonderful, wonderful people who reach back to help others.
I was the former editor of Spare Change News, so having worked with the homeless population, I see that it's growing. The homelessness, especially family homelessness in the Malden area, is a huge issue. So I'm glad we're talking about that today.
Indeed, and I don't think that you know this, but I used to serve dinners to the homeless down in Government Center. And what struck me was the wide range, old, young, different ethnic groups, graduate students, PhD candidates. Anyone can be homeless, anyone.
We are 1 to 2 paychecks away. So we went to the annual meeting at Malden Access TV's annual meeting. It was fantastic.
That was fun. Everyone had a great time, and the theme was It's a Wonderful Life.
And so we're going to roll a clip from behind the scenes at the annual meeting.
Hi, this is Sharon Filliar here with MATV's Neighborhood View. We're here at MATV's annual meeting. It's a fun evening, and the theme of the evening is It's a Wonderful Life. What would Malden be without MATV? Let's take a look. Here I am now with Miss Osa Schwab. What's so important about this beautiful young lady is that she is receiving the MATV Award for Best Outstanding Program. New program. Osa Schwab, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Now, what's interesting, Osa, is that you did not go to school for journalism. How did you learn about production and writing and producing?
Oh, I was born with innate skill. No, just kidding. No, actually, I learned all of that through MATV, through the Neighborhood View citizen journalism class, and then actually hands-on. I just went in there, and people at the staff were very kind to help me through various questions. Sam, of course, Beltrusis, was always there to help me. So really, it was a community effort.
Well, you are a prime example of how important MATV is. They brought out this innate talent in you that maybe you would have never recognized had you not taken the courses here.
You are so right. In fact, that's one of the things I'm going to mention. I feel like MATV is sort of like this canvas that allows you to paint opportunities and your dreams. And my dream has been to, have an impact by drawing out the stories of people and helping those stories sort of light a fire in someone else. So it's really amazing, and I'm so grateful for MATV and Neighborhood View. Without that, I wouldn't be doing this. No way.
That's so amazing. Here with me now is Mr. John Prudent, a former volunteer at MATV, a graduate of Salem State University,
Correct.
And now working at Saugus Access Television. So John, tell us, what would your life have been without MATV?
Well, I guess the best way for me to sum that up is answering it with what it's done for me. Through MATV, I feel like I've grown artistically, professionally. I've learned a lot from them, especially about like TV production and just like about the community surrounding in general. So what would it be like? Pretty boring, I would say.
And now here I am with Mr. Paul Donato, the state rep for both Medford and Malden for the last 16 years. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for inviting us. This is a great opportunity for Malden Cable to thank those who volunteer constantly for the cable program throughout the city of Malden.
So we're going to roll a clip on the Pokemon Go craze.
What's new, Malden? Pokemon Go. It's a new GPS-driven app that requires players to walk around in order to catch Pokemon characters. When players encounter Pokestops, which are often well-known buildings or landmarks, they can collect items that help them catch Pokemon. Some designated buildings are Pokemon gyms where players can train and battle their Pokemon. There is also an augmented reality component in which Pokemon appear to be there in real life with the use of a smartphone camera. After Pokemon Go launched on July 6, it broke the record for the most used smartphone app. Most players are young teens and millennials who grew up watching the popular TV show and playing the Pokemon video game. Malden is no exception to the viral craze. Players can be seen chasing Pokemon, especially in the Main Street area. While the game's positive impacts include increased outdoor activity, the downside is that players can be too focused on their screens, making them vulnerable to injuries and, in some cases, assault or robbery. Recently, a man was arrested in Malden for assaulting a Pokemon Go player on Main Street in broad daylight.
Okay, so the Pokemon craze is out of control. We've had, Friday night we had 3 calls of crowds of Pokemon gatherings trying to find Pikachu and whatever the other characters are. So we were calling ourselves the Pokemon police on Friday night.
If you plan to play Pokemon Go in Malden, please be aware of your surroundings and as non-disruptive as possible. Here are some tips for where to find Pokestops and Pokemon in Malden. Many of the local Pokestops have an artistic theme, such as the painted boxes, the painted benches at the T station, and the Malden Spirit mural. Other stops include the First Church, Mystic Station, and the Stargate.
Right there, Vic.
If you're looking for a gym, head to the First Baptist Church or the Malden Trust Company. Some local hotspots for wild Pokemon are the high school and the T station, but we also found Pokemon at Malden Government Center and even inside our very own MATV office. Take a look.
Ron, there's a bat in your office.
You're kidding. Where? My gosh. Catch it.
I'm trying.
Get that bat.
It's in front of you.
So did you grab it? Did you get it?
Yes.
All right.
I got it.
We got it.
Yeah.
All right, onward.
Pokemon
Pokemon Go.